which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Gary, roll call.
Bud, Barb,
Here.
Alan Robbins, Hamilton,
Here.
Keith, here, Jen,
Here.
Alan Michelson,
Here.
Jim Brandenburg.
Okay, we've got Brandenburg recovering from surgery, Bud's on vacation in Florida, and Alan had planned to be here, but he's flying home from Florida today. His plane was supposed to get in at 3:30. The last I heard, his plane might get in at 5:52, so I just told him, yeah, come. So that's where everybody's at today. Okay, before we start, I want to thank Tamitha, Ken, and Eric Niger for the Easter party that they had here Saturday. It was very successful. A lot of kids seemed very happy about it, and they did, as usual, a great job. So thank you, guys. And tonight we have a guest. We have Kristen Hildreth. Did I say that right? She's the Director of Community Health for the Medina County Health Department, and she'd like to have a word with us.
That's okay, not if you'd like. The option. Well, thank you. I don't know, that might be to you a little bit, so thank you for letting me come down and talk with you today. My name is Kristen Hildreth. I'm Director of Community Health at the Medina County Health Department. I have been here for 17 and a half years. Tonight I'm really here also as a resident of Medina County to talk a little bit about issue 3, which is on the ballot on May 3rd. It's our health levy. And I want to just kind of give you a little bit of an update about what that means and what to expect, and a little bit about us. We've been serving residents of Medina County for over 100 years. Early public health focused on containment of diseases like diphtheria, smallpox, scarlet fever. More recently, we do more promotion and prevention, we were just chatting a little bit about vaping, trying to prevent illness. Most of you know us as Medina County Health Department, but our legal name is the Medina County Combined General Health District, and that's how it shows up on the ballot for May 3rd. So some folks don't realize that we are the same person. Mergers in the 1960s provided us the opportunity to have one health department in Medina County. I started my public health career 30-some years ago at the Akron City Health Department. And there's Akron City, and there's Farmington City, and there's Summit County, and that would cause confusions for different, like what business goes to what area, where do I get my birth certificate? So it really is nice that we have one health department in Medina County. It makes it much more efficient, and we represent everybody. We take great pride in staff providing customer service, and that could be a no-cost consultation for a family who wants to start a food service business. Maybe somebody wants to do food service out of their home and have a catering business. We provide that consultation free of charge. Emergency dental visit. I broke a tooth and it was like, oh gosh, what do I do now? We can do those emergency dental visits for residents so that you don't have to wait or be in pain. We return calls on weekends if necessary. Certainly that happened quite often during the last couple of years. We were working weekends. We have been increasing our use of technology. Much more of our services, our registrations, plan review documents can be submitted electronically. But with that, as you know, comes an increased cost with technology and things that come out as you start looking at those types of things with internet and all that. So another shift for us has been with the state health department. We receive a lot of funding from the state health department. They used to give us that money and we could start implementing those programs. We have to keep about $1 million in reserve because we start the projects and then we invoice the state health department to pay for work that's already been done. So we have to front a lot of that money. So what does that all mean and why am I here talking to you about this? It's because we do have a levy renewal with an increase on the ballot. The 0.7 mil levy renewal and request for the 0.15. This is to generate additional funds to offset that technology and that grant process. And we really thought long and hard about how do we want to do this? Do we do a renewal? Do we do a replacement? What does that mean for our citizens? Because the current existing millage will not continue our services in the next 10 years, and that's really what we're looking at. If we did a replacement and just said, well, we're just gonna replace this and just start over, it would actually bring in too much money, more money than we need. And there's also a state law that right now, if we do a renewal, the state will pay some of that tax dollars for our residents. So by doing that renewal with a slight increase, that really brings us in truly what we need. And we feel it's a better way to do business. We want to be diligent and considerate with what we're doing. So the cost of the ballot measure is $14.70 per year per $100,000 valuation. $14.70 per 100,000 valuation. Of that, the $5.24 is that increase. So we're not looking at large amounts of money, but we're also very aware of the current inflation and monetary issues and everything that's going on. So again, that's why we were very careful with what we did. So I ask you to go out and vote May 3rd or early vote, support the levy, talk to your friends and family, encourage them to support it. This ensures that we have an efficient local health department, one that has the ability, we can pull in more state funding and federal funding because we are an accredited health department. And that makes us able to be more nimble as things change to respond to that. And that helps us to make sure that we can be prepared to serve our local residents. And that's very important for us as well. The brochure that I passed out with the fact sheet kind of outlines all the different services that we have, from newborn home visits. You may be more familiar with Colin Johnson, who's our environmental health director, working with parks with the great resource that we have down here with Chippewa Lake. We have medical and dental services, and I appreciate the time to come and just kind of share that information with you. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I do also have a yard sign if the village would be interested in putting that out front.
Thank you. One thing you didn't mention was the health department does come every year and put the tablets, I don't know what they are exactly, in the storm sewers.
For West Nile virus. Yes.
For the mosquitoes, so they
Yes,
do help us
absolutely.
actually with mosquito control out here too.
Larvicide.
Larvicide,
That's what
yes,
it's called.
yes. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Anybody have questions?
I have a question. Is this renewal and is this the 10-year thing or is every year?
This is a 10-year. Thank you. It's a 10-year. It's been renewed twice. So it's actually been renewed, we've had it for 30 years. This is the first increase we've asked for in 30 years. But yes, it is a 10-year levy. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you for your time
Thank you.
and all you guys do.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. I will leave it to your business.
Yeah, now you get to meet if you want to.
Are you interested in the yard sign? Can I put that out front, or is that something, or I can leave one here if somebody else would like it?
We're not really, as a village, into the political signs, only
That's fine,
because
yeah.
we represent everybody, and that
Yep.
doesn't mean they're all for it, you know?
That is absolutely fine. I wanted to offer it. Okay, I'll just pop back in and put it right. All right. Thank you again. Thank you again. Good night.
Does anybody else want one in their yard? Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're gonna go to safety, so Alan's not here, so Jim Harhay is, thank you, Jim, for coming. Looks like it might be your day off.
It is. How can you tell? Okay, so for March of 2022, we patrolled a total of 86 hours. The sheriff's department used 56 gallons of gas. We patrolled 628 miles. I patrolled for 33 hours, Cornelius 30 hours, King 23 hours. We had a total business checks, vacation checks, and calls of 99 for the month. Nothing of importance happened. Next month we'll be going to more hours, going into springtime.
Going to 100 hours a month?
Yeah, 100 in May, then June, July, August, September, 120. So Lieutenant Schmall is going to start helping us control next month. Any questions? You always have one, go ahead.
I always have one. I wanted to thank you guys because you watched over my house and it's still there.
Yes, it is.
I put it for sale Sunday in front of
See, that was gone. It must have been sold.
Anything else?
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, Jim. Have the rest of your day off.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. Now, we haven't heard from the fire department. This will be the second month, so I guess we're gonna have to get on their case. So that's the end of safety. Now zoning, we have no one. But Alan, I do know that there was continuation all the time about 9 Parkway. Do you have anything on that or anything else that has to do with zoning?
Yeah, Jim has given them another notice and I'll file charges as soon as I get a copy of that from him. Good.
Wow, guys, if you want to get home early, but there's still 4 of them left, so we're about to get into something. Oh, here we go, Tamara, you always have a lot of good stuff.
I don't feel like I have that much this month. Like the mayor said, the Easter party was really nice. The kids had a good time. The weather was a little unfavorable for the Easter egg hunt, but we made it work. We put this awesome TV to good use. I played a movie, uploaded my Netflix password and played a movie for the kids while they were here. And some of them enjoyed it. Some of them were glued to the TV. Some of them were glued to the other things we were doing. We did egg decorating and cookie decorating activities. Eric joined us and he played part of our Easter Bunny this year. That was fun and entertaining. The next event that I want to do, I talked to a few of the parents as I was here. I want to do a field day at the end of May for the kids and adults alike. I want to get a kickball game going on, tug of war, relay races, do stuff down at the park. I'm thinking the weekend before Memorial Day, but the date is not set in stone yet. I'm working on the newsletter still. That is coming together nicely. I still have a few people that need to tell me. I still need to hear from Alan, I need to hear from Bud, and I need stuff from Ken for the newsletter. I haven't heard from the fire department or actually the sheriff's department yet.
They're calling everybody out, huh?
I am calling everybody
Public
out.
shaming.
Did you ask them, did you talk to the sheriff? Did you?
I did not. I actually messaged Alan today, this morning, hoping to catch him before he made his flight to see who I need to contact, because he mentioned that at the last meeting, and I haven't heard from anyone. The only other thing that I need a little help with, I want to continue to do the movie nights at Point Park. I need a little help with the sound system. The first sound system I used was amazing. It was a friend of mine who is a sound guy. That's what he does. It's not his job, but it's his passion. But his speakers are no longer available to me. The next movie, or a couple movies after that, I borrowed speakers off my brother-in-law. We scrambled up a soundboard. We made it work, but it's been a struggle. If anybody knows anyone who knows how to work sound equipment, has sound equipment, that it will project far. The speakers that we have here that are in the closet at the hall, they're not quite loud enough for a wide open space like Point Park. So if anyone knows anyone, please contact me.
What about the CT?
I can contact them. I'm not sure what they have. I know a few of the residents told me that movie nights that we had tried to do in the past, the sound was unfavorable at best, that the movie was hard to hear. So my
You
goal
can move your
is,
movie nights up here with this TV. That was nice what you had the other day.
it was very nice, yeah, but it's still cool on a summer night to sit out there and watch the movie next to the lake.
It's like a drive-in,
Yeah, it's a really cool experience to
Drive-in.
be there.
golf
Ed
carts.
Nagy, I was hoping he'd say something.
I can't make any promises, but I do have a file speaker. We can try it out and see if it works for you.
Okay. I own a JBL Party Box 310, which produces a decent amount of sound. But I don't think one would be enough. And I need to be able to figure out connecting things. My JBL doesn't need a soundboard because it's self-amplifying. Other speakers need soundboards, and that's way above anything that I'm familiar with how to use or do.
What would, the speaker you had, you said it works, but you probably need one or two more possibly. What's the cost on something like that? Because we're gonna be doing these, movie nights on an ongoing basis. Maybe it would make sense to.
The speaker I purchased for myself a few years back is around $500. It's not a cheap speaker. Good speakers aren't cheap.
Yeah. Well, that might make sense. Order or buy two of them at least, instead of using other people's equipment, that something might happen to the equipment and
That's true. That's
there'd be
true.
hard feelings. Unless it was gonna be donated or something, but.
I know
You
Doris
could use it for
Alba
other
would
events.
appreciate that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You can buy speakers out of that inheritance.
Yeah,
Because they always love something that involves kids, except the beach.
Yeah, and maybe the mixing boards too,
Well,
possibly.
we have.
Get it all
the
done.
mixing board?
What's that?
The old mixing board that was used.
We have a sound system.
It doesn't work to amplify. We tried using it last year with my brother-in-law speakers. So then we went out and got a soundboard from somebody else. It created a little bit of sound, but we couldn't get any volume out of it. Matt said something to the effect of it didn't amplify, it just connected everything. Once again, I'm not sure how it all works and how it all goes together. I'm not familiar with the inner workings of sound equipment.
But your speaker connected worked, it's just not enough.
The speakers that we borrowed from his brother worked, but it wasn't powerful enough for,
But the one that you have, you said was $500.
the one that I have is self-amplifying. It doesn't need a soundboard. It's got everything built right into it. I have a daisy chain. 2 of them would probably give great sound. And then we already have, the tripod. We already have speaker stands in there. That way I know if the sound is up off the ground, it's gonna amplify out further versus if we have them laying on the ground, it is better sound.
So I make a motion that we encumber some money to get some speakers.
Sounds like a good.
How much money do you think you should?
I would encumber,
$2,000.
I was gonna say 1,500, so $2,000.
Maybe $2,000, because you need wires and you don't have to spend it all.
Okay.
But you have it if you need it. And then, I mean, there would be money left over from the album.
Oh, yeah, we get, yes, we're fine.
Okay, I'll second that.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There's enough people to do this, right?
Pam Williams is listening in Florida. She just said, tell them Pride just bought a sound system. The Pride Committee just bought a sound system, so. And she, probably for the Pride parties, because no one could ever hear.
Okay.
Oh, plus they're doing that porch thing. Oh, yeah, so maybe you don't need to buy one.
Okay. I'll talk to her first before I spend any money,
Encumbered in case we do need that.
just in case. Thank you.
That's gotta be pretty loud.
And that's
Yeah.
still.
This would be loud.
A lot of money in
It's
that
pretty loud,
inheritance.
okay.
Yeah,
funds
there's
to get
plenty
more
to
stuff.
do music on
Do something.
porches and, like
Yeah,
movement of different bands on different people's porches.
okay, yeah, absolutely.
So it has to be loud, a little bit.
Okay, Mark, you have anything?
I don't.
Lisa, would you like to talk about rain barrels or is that all set?
Yeah, we're all set. It's going to be the 30th, which is a Saturday here. It'll be a presentation on how to install and maintain a rain barrel. And we have 20 free rain barrels for the first 20 people that signed up. I have 12 or 13 signed up as of today. So just so everybody knows, they're those blue, food grade rain barrels. It's kind of a bright blue, but you can paint them or cover them somehow if you really don't like the blue, or you can't hide it behind a bush or something. And so we hope we get a good turnout for that. We're doing it with soil and water, and we're using the grant that Save the Lake got. Normally, the barrels and the diverter, which are included, that you put into your downspout, cost $60.
And that's gonna be free?
It's gonna be free.
Good deal.
And you're storing them in here on the Friday?
We're gonna store them in here sometime that week.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So if anybody wants to sign up, it's on Facebook and it's also on the website.
Okay, thank you. Now, while we're at it, I'm sitting here looking at that picture you guys took down. How do you think that would look if you put both those pictures on that wall? Maybe move this one over a little bit?
Okay. Okay. Yep.
Barb, what do you think about that? Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Are they the same size?
I believe they are.
You know, if
Yeah, they would fit.
you centered them off the light instead of between the windows, you wouldn't have any holes where they're mounted. If that's a big deal.
Well, if you have to make a hole, leave a hole where that one is because you're moving it over, it's still big enough to cover the hole, right? Whatever, Barb, you wanna work on that for us?
What were you saying about center?
You know, if you centered it with the light, it'd be a lot closer to that window,
Isn't that the side of the shoulder?
but, you know, that one could stay
The one
in
side shorter,
place.
Keith, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like if you use the light,
So it would be off-centered from the windows, but it would be centered between, with the
one would be
light.
real close to the window, and the other one would.
It would look better centered between the windows.
Then you'll see, you know, a couple of holes, I would imagine. They could be patched or,
Barb,
Is there two hangers on there, one on each end, or is it a center hanger?
I think it's screwed to the wall.
Okay.
or you put one over there and take that down.
One on each side of the window.
Alan just said put one on each side of the window, move the portrait over there.
Oh.
I'll put how about if I put
Artistically inclined.
the print, I'll put it over here on this side and put that on that window, or that wall. Because I'm gonna hang the screen right under the Charlie sign. The movie screen, I'll hang it underneath it,
Okay.
so I could put it on this wall, but then, I mean, I could put that over here. All right,
Okay. Thank you. And now we'll go to building and utilities, Barb.
I don't have a whole lot, I don't think. I had a couple calls from some residents about the brightness of the lights, from the LED lights that are in front of some of the houses and stuff. So I did send an email to Amy from First Energy and have not heard back from her. I don't know if she's on vacation or what's going on, but I messaged her about a light that was not corrected properly either, and I haven't heard back from her yet either, so. To see if there's some kind of like shade or something that can be put on the lights to block the light from
Did
flooding.
they put one of those high, what, don't you guys have two different, what is it, wattage, whatever?
They're 30-watt lights. All the lights on the side streets are 30-watt.
So this is the ones they're complaining about?
Right. So,
It could be that it's crooked.
well, I do believe I remember them saying that there was no way for them to adjust those lights, that they don't pivot. So.
That's not true.
Well, the one that near us, that I think in that last windstorm last summer, got a little off and they came out and fixed it and it wasn't It was pointing down better.
Okay.
They did that. Our problem is not the tilt of the light, it's shining right in our house. And same with the Navy and someone else.
So
Maybe we want to see what you guys are doing.
I mean, you know, I've had conversations with some other, you know, I drove through Seville, and, you know, the main road is just totally illuminated.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's like overkill, you know, they could probably go every 2 and it would probably be sufficient. And I know my mom lives in Brunswick and they only have street lights at the intersections. There are no street lights down the length of the street in Brunswick, in the residential areas. I was paying attention, driving to and from work in Berea Heights, and it's the same thing there. They have 2 or 3 lights per street, similar to what we have. I personally, I mean, I live alone and I've been robbed, so I don't like, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's a good safety feature to have. So I did email Amy, I have not heard back from her, about the shades, but I will double check too, Mark, you said that it is possible to pivot them and swivel them, so I will check with her on that again as well, but I think this is, you are retired, but you probably know her job better than she does, because she doesn't seem to be very well informed with some of the information that you've shared with me. So, I'll email her and find out about, I did email her about the shades, but I haven't heard back from her. So take care of that, see if I can do something about that. We've gotten several, you know, lights for free in the village that have been replaced. And there was one right here on, Broward Boulevard that was on during the day that they fixed it. It's not on during the day, but our contract says it's supposed to be replaced with an LED. Anything that's blinking on during the day, out completely, is supposed to be replaced with an LED, and they didn't replace it. So I'm still waiting to hear back from her on that one. And then I've got another one to report to be out. So we've gotten quite a few. I mean, I think those were $250. Mark, all right?
Yeah.
Each light is $250, and we've gotten over a dozen of them replaced already in the village at no cost to the village. So I know supposedly never burn out. They'll get dimmer, but they won't burn out. I do have Swingle Mechanical scheduled for the backwash. They're gonna come in the week of the 18th next week and do that. So I left them a message on their voicemail to see if they could, while they were here, also check, replace those with the Nest thermostats. Instead of having Swingle come out and do a job and Link Refrigeration come out, Swingle's here if they can do it all. Let's just have one bill from them. So I left them a voicemail last week to see if they could do that when they come out and do the backflow and take care of that and be done with it. Several times, I've come into the building to check on things, and these sconce lights are lit. I know even today when I came in, the sconce lights are lit, and I'll come in maybe 2 or 3 times a week during the week, and the lights are, so I don't know if people are coming in, I don't know if it's a share, I can look on the cameras, but just if you're coming in the building, just make sure you hit the little button by the door and turn these sconce lights out. Because our electric bill is already through the roof.
Hey, Bart, are these LED? You're all LED, aren't
I do not think so. They're halogen, I do believe they're halogen.
Might be worthwhile, just, I don't know, I mean, the cost savings.
There's some of our NOPEC funds we can use for that.
Yeah, you got that. How much is that? It's in the minutes somewhere. but
$5,000.
Well, yeah.
$5,000
and that
that
was-
you gotta spend by the end of the year.
Right, and I know that we used to have those solar lights, those stop signs. I mean, if we've got this money, I know those were expensive, and we replaced them with regular stop signs, but that might even be something if we have a couple of intersections that are a little bit more busy than others. And in the summertime at the beach, I think that might be a good location.
Those signs made a difference down by the beach, because that's one of the ones where you do have pedestrians in the summer.
Right,
kids come and they, everybody assumes cars gonna stop, but
Right.
there's a lot of crashing, those signs, I think it cut down when
I
we put the.
mean, we've got the money and we don't seem to have any other way to use that money, but, I mean, I could go out and buy, I'd check the ballast on these and see what they're, I know that we have a box full of bulbs in the cabinet to replace these. I honestly, I've never replaced any of the sconces, but I have replaced the ones in the ceiling lights. And that was when Brent was still around and he somehow came in with a box full of them, so I don't know where they came from. I mean, I can check with I've got the information here, I got the fixture information, I don't know about the valves. I'll get on the ladder and check to see what they look like and see if we can replace them, because it's a little prongs that you plug in.
Did you have something to say, Mark?
Yeah, the Nest thermostats and the installation could be covered by the, grant also, because it's energy saving.
The insulation.
The
Installation
stats.
Installation.
Yeah, Nest,
The installation. I thought you said insulation.
both.
Okay. All right, so then I would like to encumber, does that include labor? Do you have to get permission from NOPEC to use it for that?
Sounds like this will be approved.
Okay, so,
I just need details of what it is you're going to be wanting to purchase.
okay.
Okay.
I'll get that to you.
Yep.
Hopefully in the next day or two.
Because then I'll submit it to NOPEC. I do have to go through a formal approval process.
Right, that's
As soon as
pretty
I
quick
get it,
though. The last time I did it, it was less than 24 hours.
They're pretty quick.
Yeah. Now, high-tech lady here, right, flip phone. I looked at some Nest thermostats at Home Depot. Does anybody have one particular that they have that,
We have one at home that we use.
I mean, they're anywhere from like $89 to $300 a piece.
I mean, we have, I don't know the exact model number, but it has all the features.
I mean, this is something that I could, operate, the council could
You
have.
might as well get a good one if you got money.
Well, I don't need to encumber money if it's a grant, correct?
You're less than $200.
Just want to identify when is I'm going to use my grant funds.
Okay,
So it is better to go through the
and
process.
that includes labor?
Yes.
Okay. all right.
You wanna wait till next month to get the money and then you.
Well, they're coming
prices?
in next week, so I'll see if they can,
Oh.
I'll see if they can do it. I'll explain to them
Does
what
she
we
have
need.
to do anything?
Well, motion to encumber up to a certain amount would be helpful.
Even though it's coming from the NOPEC grant.
Right, we still bill it.
So I'll say, including labor, I'll say 2,000,
Up to,
Hey,
up to 2,000,
we have Columbia Gas here, correct?
correct?
Because I got mine at a discount through Columbia Gas. They might want to contact Columbia Gas and see what they would do. They have it on Columbia Gas for $124, I'm saying. Just an option.
Are you able to go through another company? Do they have to install them if they're gonna do that?
No, I didn't install it, so
Well,
You gotta be sure it's compatible.
I put that one in. I mean, they're not hard to install. I don't know if I think a Nest installs the same way. You just,
You probably
program
don't
it
have
with
to
your
pay
phone.
somebody to install it for you.
What's that?
You probably don't have to pay somebody to install it for you.
I installed one.
We might need to pay somebody to teach us how to use it.
And I can help with that. I'll help you, Mark. We talk.
I mean, it's Bluetooth, right? So it's probably no different than hooking up a wireless printer.
Poor Mark won't be able to use it, no.
I won't be able to still have to drive here to this.
You have an iPad, and it works on an iPad.
I have an iPad.
The app works on an iPad.
Okay, so then I'll get the price from Columbia Gas and have them ship them to my house and I'll install them.
I can help you with that if you want.
Let it help you.
But I'll still have Swingle Mechanical figure out the fan noise and the blower noise. I don't know if we put, what they do to cut down on the noise from that. All right, so I'll get thermostats from Columbia Gas
did
and,
you make your motion?
well,
Did.
I did say to cover 2,000, but if they're only $100 for plugging gas.
Don't have to spend it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case Columbia Gas, you don't like what they're saying, or you like what they're selling. So have you made that motion now?
Would you just say?
I'll second that motion.
So I'll encumber up to 2,000 if we need it, right, if we don't.
Okay, you second, all in favor?
I,
Opposed?
Just let me be clear on what this is going to be used for. So you're talking about the Nest thermostats, anything else beyond that?
Probably not.
What about the stop signs and the LED lights?
Well, I gotta get up on a ladder and find out what these, because the fixture, there are those halogen that they have the two prongs that plug in. So I'm gonna guess that we would probably need a whole new fixture
I got
to put, and I'm
But
gonna
you've got
guess,
$2,000 to do it with,
right?
so.
I'll get
And you
up
still
on,
got another 3 left, so you might want to find out what stop.
I'll
signs
get up
are.
on a ladder and I'll check with Howard Wolf, because these came from Wolf Brothers. So, I mean, it might just be a matter of disconnecting wires and putting an LED fixture up there. You can still use the same fixtures, just.
Yeah, because they're kind of pretty.
Okay, all right. All right, I think that's all I have.
Okay,
And I'll be in on, May 3rd, open the building and close the building for voting.
oh yeah, that's right.
Bud's supposed to be here for the delivery of machines, but I'll be in on Tuesday to open the building for my.
And he's gonna be here for the pickup too. You already sent that form in a couple months ago, right? Is that, it's just Bud and Barb and Bob?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, done?
I think so. Thank you for everybody's help.
Now we'll go to another joyful committee this time of year, Parks.
Busy, busy, busy. Well, boating season, it's drawing near. The beach will open Memorial Day weekend. We are currently hiring beach attendants, 15 years or older, with a good work ethic, of course. All applications have to be submitted by May 7th. The application can be found on the village website, and Facebook pages. If you don't have access to a printer, just reach out to me and I'll get you one. The 2022 beach and parking watercraft sticker applications are being sent out to the households this year, and can also be found on the website as well. We're gonna have a public sale this year, May 14th from 1 to 4 at the community center. The boat ramp locks will be changed this year, so if you want a boat sticker, you have to get a new lock this year. And, yeah, we have quite a few beach and park projects in the works, including benches, sand, park improvements, and also looking into 2 to 3 semi-permanent structures that can be moved around, so they're really not gonna be permanent. I passed along some examples to council here. Found this on the Home Depot website, you just pass it along. It was about $500 for the material plants. I figured we can get 3 of them.
Okay.
What if you afford it more? But that's just a starting point. We can, that's just a basic design. We're gonna move away from that if need be. We don't have to make them all the same. And I know an ex-shop teacher here that could probably do all the work.
That's supposed to go where the tree was?
Well, we're not gonna talk about the tree.
Don't talk about the tree. Okay, let's go.
And, I mean, do you think, all these projects, and with that, possibility of using the All Trust for that as well? Because it's gonna be, the benches are gonna be a little pricey, is that something?
There's no restrictions on that. Trust.
Would that be a good thing to draw for? It would make sense, save on some taxpayer money. With that said, I would like to I would like to make a motion to encumber $20,000 for park projects and beach improvement. Because we want to get started on as soon as possible, especially get those old benches out and get them replaced.
Decide by that.
No.
Second.
You can ask for that to come out of the trust now if you want to.
Yeah, out of the trust.
Okay, that's part of your motion.
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we'll still have money left.
Good. Now, as for the dog park, the trees should be coming down in the next couple of weeks. And then we're gonna be looking at erecting a fence.
Speaking of
Yes, sir.
trees, there is the cluster of beech nut trees that is right there.
Yes.
Talking to my dad, he'd asked if we leave the biggest one.
Oh, no,
Everything else out and,
it's healthy, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
The ones around it aren't, but that
If
one
there's
is.
some other trees in there, obviously we wanna have room.
Yeah,
If there's
yeah.
other trees that you think are safe and would look nice there, you know, 'cause your dad lives right next door, so I'm sure you know all those trees.
We were talking about it yesterday. I said,
Okay,
yeah, they're talking about coming in, I can leave that big one if they could.
okay.
Okay. I'll
Ken,
bring it
have you
up.
ever thought about putting that dog park anywhere else? For example, like right behind there, by here, so that way there's parking for the people, and it's not by anybody's house, you don't have to take trees down.
I'm open to, I was just looking for use for that
Well,
particular
this
lot.
space back here.
Okay.
Not quite, yes.
I was envisioning at some point in time a community use pavilion with picnic tables in that space.
Fenced in?
No, so that community members with the playground here, they could have.
Oh, here, up here, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
thought you
right
meant
here,
on
right
that
here
lot
on the property.
instead
I
of,
had brought that up a couple years ago, and there was a question about where our property ends and the residential property starts. But that was something I was gonna bring up the new business about,
We've got quite a bit through there because we've got that right away.
encumbering some money for the building of a pavilion. A community project, a barn raising.
No, we used to have one of those Lions Park and got burned down regularly.
Didn't know that.
And then Park didn't have Fort Knox looking at me.
That isn't really, you know what? You know how many years things went on in this park right here
Oh,
and
yeah.
nobody saw anything?
Oh,
Until the one guy called about golf carts going around the metal gate being on his property. And I asked him, why haven't you called about drug use and everything else that happened up there? And you called about a golf cart, really? I mean, people see what they want to see. I was just wondering, I just started thinking about it a little bit, just how close the dog park could be to homes.
It's actually
In case you
exciting.
got a chance of, people getting aggravated dog parking and carrying on. But
This
I was
would be-
trying
it
to
would
think of
make sense to talk
an
to the
empty spot
neighbors.
we had would be there.
well, I'm open to,
Then kids, they brought their kids, and the kids could go to the playground.
yeah.
And you could put some picnic tables in a pavilion there too.
And you can lock the kids in the dog.
There's that too.
I mean, I think if there's enough space, we could put a park back here
Then they'd have that
and.
area all for
pavilion
their,
closer to the
for their
building.
kids go one spot, the dogs go another, and then there would be parking available, because that might get funny over there too. There's no parking over that way.
No,
Well, I was wondering, if a 40 by 80 would really be big enough for some dogs to run around, and if it would depreciate the homeowners beside that area, if that would affect their home values, we wouldn't want to do that. And I mean, we do have a lot of room up here we could, incorporate.
when you change gears, it still would probably make sense to clean those trees out of there and clean it up and turn into some, maybe not fence it, but to even put some benches in there or something to that effect.
I thought it would be nice to put some kind of like a veterans memorial in that area.
Yeah,
Like some, any village residents that were vets that have passed, some kind of a veterans memorial in that area.
yeah, let me chew on that, that's not a bad idea.
Maybe a little bit of maybe some historical things about the village itself, a list of, past, present mayors and, the
Well,
merger
Past members of the community that serve.
that have served in the military,
Nice peaceful place to sit and watch the creek.
maybe a flag.
The other thing about the dog park too, people come with their kids, you got a pretty good drop there at the end of that lot going down.
And it
If I
is
remember that
washing
right.
away.
And
It is
that's probably
really-
not your safest
We were gonna
place to
fence
have.
it, but I wasn't in love with the area, it was just something that needed to be cleaned up, and then that was a suggestion,
Why don't
but I like it,
Check
I like
out
it better
over
up
here
here.
because you don't have to clear any trees or anything.
Yeah, no, I like it better up here, I think that's a better idea. And then we'll turn that in, we'll just continue with the plan to clean the trees up, get some benches down there, maybe, like you said, a veterans or a memorial to our community members throughout the years. I get someone that knows a lot about the history, but, yeah, absolutely, I'll shift gears on that. So we didn't put up a fence yet, so, but we'll still clear out the trees, obviously, and then take it from there.
Maybe you don't even have to clear out as many trees, depends on which.
Just clean them up, yeah.
Put a couple benches.
Well, yeah, AJ, he said that most of those, the ones he was planning on taking out, pretty much had to be taken out. But of course, he removes trees for a living, that's how he gets paid, so. But yeah, we'll have to go there and check it out,
Yeah,
yeah.
Remove the
If you know the trees well there, maybe,
It's just the one that he was talking about.
that he wants to keep.
Yeah.
But look at the ones that definitely, that in your opinion, should be, knocked down.
tie some ribbons around which one things should go down, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, we'll take your opinion in consideration, obviously, but yeah, I mean, you're there, you know the area.
He was pretty excited that there was gonna be people around.
Okay, yeah, well, we're still gonna clear it out, we're gonna do something.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I think we could use some NOPEC money, then if you put the dog park in over here, we could use some of that money to add a couple additional cameras to keep an eye on it.
oh yeah, that's not a bad.
In case there's, a dog attacks another dog, it's on camera. If there's any kind of vandalism to it, because I think we're gonna have a hard time keeping non-residents out of there.
Yeah,
If it, with the parking lot here, but do you have plans for this property to see where our pins are?
No,
So I'll check with Jim, because if there's enough room, if we could put a dog park in over there and a pavilion with a dozen picnic tables. Can I encumber money for that, Gary? But not for this
Do you have
year.
any idea how much money you're talking about?
No, because I wanted
Well,
to,
maybe I gotta wait till you find out how much.
well, it's,
We still got money in that Harris plan, that might be something nice there.
well, a fence would be around $5,000 or so, I mean, at least that's the two.
no, I just didn't know that it was something that I was looking at for 2023, not for this year, because I didn't say anything to Gary about it last year.
Oh, you mean the pavilion?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good idea, pavilion. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. Anyone have any questions or?
The tennis
Yes,
court
sir.
is on schedule, John Sandor is handling that for us, and when it's time, the people will come out and fix the base of the tennis court, and then the people will come out and paint the fence on the tennis court, and then the new tennis court will arrive after all that's done, hopefully in early May.
We were just up there yesterday and the parts that were left up there, there's probably a 10 by 12 piece that's left up there. And boy, did it settle in nice. Wow.
16-year guarantee on the one we're getting, so.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hey, Ken,
Yes.
just a quick question or suggestion. I know like the Boy Scouts or Eagle Scout projects, at least when my kids were in Touch House Boy Scouts, they were looking for things to do. So I didn't know if that picture that you sent around about that hut, I don't know, somebody might want to take that on as an Eagle Scout, as to build that. I
Yeah,
don't
they're
know.
fairly simple to build, I would imagine. But, yeah,
I don't know, I'm just throwing out the idea if you want to contact local, like Seville or whatever. I don't know, it's just an idea. It's not worth, maybe just asking.
yeah.
that'd be a very good idea. Because a lot of those Eagle Scout projects get pretty involved and these kids do a really good job there.
As a supervisor.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We can put a
Would
little
you
plaque
have
on there
somebody,
too, saying
can you
built
give him
by.
names of somebody he could contact? Would you know,
Quite a few
yeah?
years, but I
You
guess.
seem to know everything.
Yeah.
You know, we put a little plaque on there, built by this troop.
Yep.
This is the year it was built, you know. No,
I think there's a scout bridge that connects, Buckeye Woods to Schleman's Nature Preserve is a scout project.
Howard used to be involved with the Boy Scouts, so he probably has contact.
Howard,
Are there posts going in the ground on this?
no, there can't be. So we would have to figure something else out. It might be heavy enough where you just sit there, or maybe anchor it, you can put some, fence pole, whatever, just drive some stakes in there with loops on there and just attach it. So technically you could move it and that would take care of the, requirement of it not being permanent, but yet it won't float away. I mean, I would imagine. At least that's my thoughts on that.
How are you doing on getting somebody to paint the sheds?
That's happening. I have some people in mind.
Okay,
So I just, spoke with the party today. So I don't have any details quite yet, but that's gonna happen, later in the spring, probably soon. I mean, right now, the paint's not gonna dry, still rainy season.
okay, anything else for parks? Okay, streets, Keith.
Okay, there's not much to talk about on the streets. The asphalt companies are not really opened up, and I'm really very bad about returning phone calls about coming out and bidding. But I would like to encumber about $35,000.
Wait a minute, didn't you just get all the money last month?
You spent it already.
Is this in addition to what you got last month?
Yes.
Are you checking
Wait a
these
minute.
numbers?
We're going up to 70,000 now?
I won't use it all. I know phase 9 will be coming out next year.
So how much are you going for? You've already got 35,000. How much more do you need?
He just said about 35.
Well, that would be for the roads. And then the ramp going from Bungalow Bay down to Longacre.
That's a
Or, I'm sorry,
pedestrian
down the
walkway,
other
is that
edge.
Model Road?
I'm still trying to get a price on that. To get that fixed up to make that actually safely usable.
Garrett, is the sidewalk part of roads?
I've used it before because it's in conjunction with the road. That's what I did in Burbank.
Which means that you could take it out of something else too.
Sure. So getting back to how much money you're looking for.
Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't want to spend more than what we have, but, you know, I'd like to know that, you know, we get some bids on this, I could give you a good solid figure. Fixing up that ramp is not gonna be cheap. But,
So in addition to the 35,000, how much more do you think?
what are you telling me now? I'm gonna stick with another 35.
Because, well, we've got the matching fund on phase 9, but that's coming out of roads and bridge. And we probably won't be paying that till next year anyway. So you're looking for another 35,000. Well, road and bridge has enough in reserves, it's just that you're knocking your reserves down. So if that's what you want to do, you've got the money. As long as you know that you're knocking down your reserves in road and bridge. So it can be done, sure.
Now, that's something that we haven't, that, I don't know how long that's been in there, forever, as far as I know. But I don't recall doing hardly any work on that ever.
We haven't done anything.
So you also probably still could use, even though we're eating it up, but there's still enough money for you to use the grant. the inheritance.
Be quite honest, I don't care where the money comes from, just so we can get it
Money's
to
being talked
use.
about. Want to make sure we don't overshoot.
Well, she said 5, so you're about 60 and you got 119.
I got 67 left.
And Barb only said a little bit
Right.
compared to the full amount, so you haven't.
Yeah. Right now, we got 67 left, not counting what Barb took tonight.
So you got about 65, more or less.
Yeah,
You know, we might want to add the painting of the shed, the cost on that's $2,500, I believe. Add that to that amount. That would make more sense, that would make sense.
to which amount?
To the 20,000 we encumbered for the beach and parks.
So now you're going to 22.5.
Yes. I believe that's what the number was.
Right, 22.
Good thing it's only 4 of you tonight, the other 2 might be.
Really?
Joanne,
Barb,
if,
so that's about
if
25.
if the walkway, if you can figure out a way that it's moving water, oh, you know, you can use ARPA funds.
Oh, well, it definitely moves water.
Well, yeah, when it rains at the top, the water goes down.
You know, and if you could have permeable, or you have some kind of, not that the walkway itself moves water, but that you're improving how the water flows.
Oh, we definitely are, because water does
So
come
then it
down
would-
that, and it catches a lot from
That
what
would
we're
fall
banging.
under, I'm pretty sure that would fall under ARPA.
We're putting everything in ARPA under general services, okay? And what I do, anytime you have a project that you think you want to use ARPA on, I run it by OBM and they send me a confirmation. So that way there'll be no question, and if there is a question, we've got it documented, we got it cleared. So whatever you're thinking of on ARPA money, let's identify it. I'll send it into OBM. Sometimes they respond the same day. So you're not gonna have to wait weeks or months. I'd rather do it that way, then you know it's approved and you're good to go. Okay?
Yeah, why don't you get a price on it and then see,
Oh, believe me.
take
I
Lisa's
was
suggestion.
trying to get
Or let them
price.
figure out how to put it in there, so you submit it correctly, and it's legal.
I mean, you'll have to show what you're doing to reroute the water properly, but it would apply then.
You don't even have to go that far. If it's just considered general services, they'll just
Okay.
approve it. Yeah, they really lax the restrictions on it.
Okay,
Yeah, it's dramatic how much it's changed. Couldn't believe it.
So we could put some slot drains halfway down, which would actually not be a bad thing.
yeah, we keep some of the water off of the walkway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so why don't you get a accurate, as close as possible, accurate price on it.
Okay.
But you're still encumbering another 35,000, right? Or is this thing all waiting now?
Well, I've got until next month. I can pass until next month.
Okay, so we're not gonna encumber that tonight. Okay. Because as I told you, you had it. You still have it.
Is that, retaining wall that's there, is that from the house that's right down the hill, or is that, because that's kind of leaning too, so
That's
that's
the village owns that.
the wall part of it?
That hasn't, it's been in there forever, as far as I can figure. And I guess it's really held up, actually.
I'd probably put in WPA.
Okay, so you're gonna look into that for next month. Got anything
I'll
else?
save that until May.
Okay, you got anything else? Okay, law director?
Well, I have no cases in court, which is really unusual, and that's good. And in addition to that, the only thing I want to tell you is that you have your first opportunity to renew or change your 6 mil general expenses levy this fall. And there'll be 2 additional changes in May and November of 2023. But to do anything this fall, you need to pass an ordinance in June and a resolution in July.
Okay, well, we don't have enough people to really do.
No, I'm just bringing it up because don't want you to forget.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, Gary, finance?
Okay. I don't think we approved the regular March meeting minutes when we started tonight.
Oh, maybe we didn't.
No, you didn't.
And the bills either, right?
Right.
Nope.
Oh, my God.
So that's okay. We got you back. So are there any questions or comments about the March regular meeting minutes? Good heavens.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Your bills, are these is this the correct amount, or is there additions to this 10,000?
Yeah, there was one addition. Yeah, we're adding $35.94. There we go, that's a big one.
Any questions about the bills? If not, we need a motion to pay them from the proper fund.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. That's $35.94. Okay. On Saturday, I distributed the March bank reconciliation report showing everything's reconciled, no outstanding adjustments. Any questions or comments on reconciliation? I have a motion to approve the signing of the March bank reconciliation report.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. On Saturday, I passed out the March appropriations report for review. Any questions or comments on appropriations through March? May I have a motion to have council sign off on the March 31st appropriations.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. We already talked about it, but we still have $5,111 from NOPEC to use, and $2,020 has to be returned if not used this year. I did apply for the PEP safety grant for $1,000 to cover the CPR and first aid training for beach attendants. Today I was notified that the grant was approved. So those monies are available for CPR and first aid training. Well, they will be. I don't have the check yet, but
Okay.
it's in the mail. Tonight I did distribute to council the 2023 budget worksheets and the proposed budget. I would like your worksheets back by May 31st with any changes. And again, I can meet with anyone individually or as a group if anybody has questions about the budget. Any questions or comments at this time on the 2023 budget? Okay. We're still in the midst of our 2020-2021 audit. Since last month, I did receive a number of questions and requests for additional documentation, and I have submitted everything that they've asked for and answered all their questions. So we're still in process. As stated last month, ARPA monies have become more relaxed for usage by not just our village, but nationally. If we use these funds and identify them as a standard allowance, we can then use the funds for general government services. And I know already by checking that this greatly simplifies the reporting that has to be done. Matter of fact, our first report is due April 30th, so I'll be working on that. And I do plan to classify all of our ARPA monies as standard allowance. There is no negative impact to the village by us doing that. Does anyone have any questions about these ARPA monies?
Does that open up the door then for that bank along Park Lake and over there to, money for to use to fix that?
Again, I would run that by OBM. You identify what the project is and I will run it by it.
I know Bud put together a big package.
Bud's still working on that, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you guys come up with for those ARPA monies, just let me know what the project is and I'll run it by OBM. That way we're documented and we're covered. Anything else on ARPA? Okay. I do owe Amber an update on the spreadsheet. She asked me to do that for her, so she can use it for collecting the monies and reporting them for beach passes and so forth.
Okay, great.
So I'm working on that, or I will be. This month, I'll transfer monies from our Prime checking account into Star Ohio as approved at last month's meeting. I didn't get to it, but I will this month. As of March 31st, the balance in the primary checking account was $288,127.98. In the money market, $250,081.47. And $118,208.65 in Star, Ohio, for a total of $656,418.10. Any questions on monies? Okay, that's all I got.
What's that Star Ohio account, what can that be used for? Money in there?
It's like a checking account. It can be used for anything. That's just a depository, if you will, a depository, I guess they call it. It's run by the state of Ohio, and they offer higher than standard rates, interest rates, than what you get through a regular CD. Okay, that's all I have for finance.
Do we have any old business? Okay, then we'll go to the audience. Mark?
I go up to the circle next to the tennis court with grandkids occasionally, and there's a old shuffleboard cement pad there, and it looks like it's not been updated or repaired for quite a while. So I thought about it, and I went online looking to see, shuffleboard's been around for 500 years, and it seems like it's consistent with our community and with the park theme. So it made me think maybe we could update that. You know, I looked at resurfacing, and there's a couple of companies that do it or power wash it. But also we spend so much time down at Point Park now. You know, we have the bean bags and we have the bocce. So I just wanted to bring up that, you know, shovelboard's been here forever. Seems like, I don't know when that was put in, but I mean, I could envision 2 nice shuffleboard courts down in Point Park. If you go online.
That was put in about 1980.
Okay. I don't know if it's ever been used, but they say one of the great things is basically you can walk up to the pad, you know, you can push it. Seems like there might be something that we could consider.
Are you talking about relocating it?
Well, either.
Would that be possible?
No.
Or adding a
put a new one. It's a cement pad, you know.
Cement slab.
Cement slab with, you know, some of the fancy ones, they put plastic on top, but you can just paint. Just want to bring it up that that seems to be not used at all.
It was used a lot, you know, the first while it was in, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Somebody took their shuffleboard set and went home. You never applied equipment, you know, we never had equipment for it, though.
Yeah.
It's all, I don't know if it's still there, there used to be a set.
Yeah, we do.
At the
have
beach.
equipment for it now.
It's a beach shed.
It's just,
Sandora's bought their own and they play up there.
yeah, it's just faded, you know,
I'm
so.
sure it's time to get it repainted.
You think there would be some interest in that? In the
Well,
community? Shuffleboard?
Are you gonna go?
I'm bringing it up.
Are you gonna play?
Pardon me?
Will you play?
Sure, I'll play. If we don't say
There's
anything, nobody will play, you know. We
Yeah.
Bring it up, we resurface it and try and say, hey, look, you might not be up for the ski team, but how about shuffleboard, you know?
So you're talking about resurfacing the one up there, but, and possibly putting one at Point Park?
Yeah, and or either, it's just,
Okay.
you know, we invested money in the past and it's just.
Probably
sitting
wouldn't
there.
cost that much, Ken.
Yeah, I would say definitely, we should resurface the one we
Yeah.
have. I've already seen it.
If you clean it up and you people use it, then you could look at Point Park, but wouldn't you be a little worried about the
Flooding,
flooding down
that's what I
at
was-
Point Park?
Yeah, good
Because
point.
that bocce court has been underwater.
You'll have all those pickleballers up there with nothing to do while they're waiting around to play shuffle.
That's true. That's good.
If it's a cement pad, would the flood affect the cement pad?
Probably.
Freezing.
If underneath.
Yeah, I would think just cleaning up that one on the
Repaint it
circle.
and power wash it.
Maybe get it in the newsletter or think about a day and equipment. So there is equipment? I didn't know there was equipment.
No, there's, well, I guess there is. In the summer months when the beach is open, otherwise people have to have their own.
So you said you did some research on what it would cost or some companies?
But I went online, most of the companies want to rip it up and put a new one in for you. So
Wow.
I figured you're the expert there, you would know, you know.
Yeah,
Just needs repainted, doesn't it?
yeah.
Should be power washed, I think. It's pretty faded, so power.
I'll take a look
wash
at
is
it.
painted.
I'm really not an expert, but I'll take a look at it.
And Bill's back in town.
Yeah, and he's the expert.
You've been here a week and you're already.
Already got like 5 projects for you.
Okay, Kelly?
I have two things, just so you know, 3 of our neighbors are listening in from Florida, the Hardesty's, the Williamses, and Jan Harmon.
Good,
And-
hello, everybody.
And Alice,
Allison Weimer.
oh, and Weimer, and who else? Allison Weimer. So I want to share that, and it's loud and clear, they can hear everybody. The other thing I wanted to share is yesterday, we had our second breakfast at the firemen's, breakfast that they had at the new fire station. And they are having breakfast every Sunday in April, and not counting Easter. So there's one more breakfast, and it was outstanding. And so I just wanted to let everybody know that you missed a good one if you didn't go
I
yesterday.
don't think they've knocked themselves out advertising that either.
I don't think they did, it's all, you know, but, they had a pretty good group yesterday.
Good.
The first Sunday was a little light, but I just recommend skip Easter and come the following, it's 8:30 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon, so that's a long time for it to be available. And it was outstanding, it really was.
Okay, good. Bill?
Yeah, I
Welcome
brought
home.
this up before, and that is, having dead cars in the neighborhood with no license plates on them. Several still exist, and there's a few more now.
How long you been home?
Which tells you that they're pretty close to me. But I don't know, is that because zoning isn't here? I don't know if I can expect anything, but
We can pass that along to them. Brandenburg's a little bit, I guess he's getting around slowly, but he'll be up to snuff shortly. But I can tell him what you said.
okay, other than that, being gone for 3 months, everything looks great coming back here. Especially the new pickleball.
Well, it's not quite here yet, but yeah. We have high hopes. Okay, Lisa,
Nothing.
Mark, Ed? Do we have any new business here?
Is there money in the budget for a pavilion for this year, to get it done this year? I mean, if I use the oval money, that would be there.
Right, well, like I said, there was 67 left. Tonight we've accounted for about 25,000, so it knocks it down to what, 42? Depending what, how big and how extravagant you get, sounds like you could afford it, yes. And we do have funds elsewhere. I mean, if I have to appropriate more, I can. It's just that once you appropriate for the year, then there's a process to go through to appropriate. So yeah, financially, I think you're in good shape.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna look into some prices on that, Barb, and you're gonna look into walkways? Okay, we need one more motion then, you guys.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, happy Easter, everybody.
Why does it feel like we got more done tonight than we have in 3 months?
Did you notice that?
Is it just because a couple of people aren't here? or
Now,
what's
Mark, you're on camera.
Okay.
I just wanted to.
What's the-